Welcome CEO of Geltrude Business Technology Solutions, Michael Geltrude. Michael, so part of the market's reaction was from that consumer confidence index, which fell short of Wall Street expectations by around 7 points over uncertainty surrounding those tariffs. Michael, when do you think we see the market start to stabilize a little bit?
I think the key word here is uncertainty. We're seeing it play out in real time. And what we're seeing is that investors really don't like uncertainty. We're seeing some peaks and valleys in the market, and that's normal. That's going to happen over time. But what I do think that people should look at is this may be a sale on stocks. And what I mean by that is some of your favorite stocks out there, or stocks maybe you've been looking to invest in for a while, they may be on sale because of this little dip in the market. So I would encourage people out there, if you've had a stock in mind, maybe now is the time to buy.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk a little Apple. So guess what? They're continuing with their DEI program. This after shareholders failed to vote the program down. Obviously, we've seen companies like Lowe's, Tractor Supply, John Deere, Harley-Davidson all ditching these initiatives over conservative pushback. Michael, what do you make of this? Why is Apple sticking with this move?
It is very interesting, but it kind of aligns with the way they've always operated. They've really pushed, a lot of progressive policies over time. So it's not that surprising they would choose to go in that direction. But what I would say here is that it could cause a little bit of an internal rift. And what I mean is that employees that are being hired may not have the highest qualifications for the job. And that's a little bit concerning, especially if you're a manager and someone is hired to work for you and they just don't meet the job qualifications. That could cause a rift between managers and employees. So it's something to look out for. But investors have made it clear that the shareholders have made it clear that they want these policies in place. So we'll see how it plays out, but it could cause an interesting rift here.
Yeah, it is going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. I mean, we've seen it on both sides. We saw, Pepsi do away with it, and then Coca-Cola is really sticking by it. And we're really going to have to see months down the line where this all ends up. So Home Depot actually making quite a comeback, seeing sales grow by 0.8%. The rebound coming after the home improvement store had seen 8 straight quarters of losses. Now, we've seen companies like Walmart set kind of a grim outlook for this year in anticipation of the tariffs, but Home Depot actually expects sales to grow by 1% in 2025. Michael, I believe it was yesterday or the day prior, actually, President Donald Trump was going to sign an emergency order freeing up the forest for lumber, which would mean cheaper lumber prices. Does that have any impact on Home Depot's outlook?
I'm just not fully sold on Home Depot's outlook at the moment. As we've talked about here, this 0.8% increase in sales, it's not only that, it's that it's only for stores that have been in existence for at least a year. So it's a very obscure statistic to throw out there in terms of growth. But the important thing here, too, is that they've had 2 straight years of quarters in decline, and now they have this rise. So they're looking for a factor to really prove out that things are going in the right direction. I'm just not fully sold on it, especially if interest rates are staying where they are, because Home Depot is so highly correlated to the housing market. But I do think if we see interest rates go down, there is going to be a positive outlook for Home Depot and the market as a whole.
Yeah, I was feeling so optimistic going into this, and now you're coming on, you're saying, wait a minute, not everything is as it seems on the surface. Very interesting. So finally, Adobe introducing a free Photoshop app to try and draw in those younger users. Software companies making the move as Google and Apple slowly introduce new ways to alter your photos right there on your phone, such as removing objects, adding stickers, altering the colors. Photoshop is also offering a premium version for $7.99. That's actually its cheapest price ever. What do you make of this move?
Photoshop used to be the gold standard. Everybody used to say, oh, you could just Photoshop that right out. It kind of became a verb in itself, much like, oh, just Google it. But I think they're a little bit late to the game here. Why have they waited so long to really push this app to users? The new content creators out there in the market, they really use their phones for everything, not only as a camera and a video camera, but that's where they edit their content. So they're a little bit late to the game, but I think there's an opportunity here. They have that brand recognition, and they're providing a free app that has a lot of great features. And then they're also also providing premium features for those willing to pay for it. I think it's a good thing, and I just hope they're not too late to the game.
Yeah, I think that they have, like you said, in their corner, they have that name recognition, which is certainly going to help. Michael Geltrude, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Always a pleasure having you on.
Thank you.